For some projects, the clients opt to have the hinges replaced with new, soft close hinges. It's very simple. Just put the new hinges on the doors instead of the old ones. Sometimes, if it's compatible, we can even leave the old attachment plate on the inside of the cabinet. Other times we replace that too. For smaller doors, or doors of a lighter material, having two soft close hinges is too overpowering and the door will close too slow. In that case, we can switch off one of the hinges. Simply push this little gray switch over, close and open the door to reset the mechanism, and now you can see the door closes much nicer. Installing soft close on drawers is a little more complicated. We have a little kit that goes on the drawer. Start by removing the drawer from its tracks. Next, place the piston onto the drawer track. You can see that it sits on two plastic feet and there is a lip that catches the front of the cabinet. Make sure it's placed perfectly and screw it in with the two longer screws provided in the kit. Before you put the drawer back in, pull the latch forward. The drawer can then go back on its track. This plastic piece screws onto the side of the drawer. It butts all the way up against the back of the drawer face. The piece must be positioned perfectly so that it just brushes against the little round bump on the front of the piston. This has to be done very precisely, within a millimeter, or the mechanism won't function. When you position the piece in its correct place, use a Sharpie to draw two dots in these two slots. Then, using a very small drill bit, drill two pilot holes just deep enough to go through the plastic. This makes it easier to put the screws in without them sliding. Attach the piece using two of the smaller screws provided, but don't put the screws in all the way. Leave a bit of room for the piece to slide up and down. Close the drawer to the point where the bottom of the piece is just resting on top of that little bump on the piston to finalize its position. Slide the piece up or down if necessary so that it sits just right. Remember that it has to be perfect or it won't work. When you're sure it's in position, tighten the screws to secure it. Be aware that tightening them can cause the piece to shift. Close and open the drawer a few times to make sure the mechanism functions smoothly. Finalize it by adding the third screw in the center hole to secure the piece permanently.